Hello and welcome back to Norwich Internationals. We're back for episode 2 today.
Damn.
Yeah, well, thank you to all our listeners out there that listened to the first episode. We really appreciate all the feedback from you guys and look forward to entertaining you more, I'd say.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're back. It's
Week
been
2.
Another week.
Week 2.
Yeah, exactly. So, how was your week, Justin?
Not a good start. Not a good start.
Do you want to switch around first?
I'll tell you what happened.
Yeah.
Not good. Tuesday, went to play badminton.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I did a bit of a stretching motion. I was playing competitively.
Okay.
Did a bit of a stretching motion, and then out of nowhere, my left shoulder dislocated.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, my left shoulder dislocated.
And you didn't do like a movement that was extra strenuous that caused it to.
I'm right-handed.
And your left shoulder.
Yeah, my left shoulder dislocated.
So so not in your hand that you bat with.
No.
Okay.
It's weird because my left, I'm right-handed.
Yeah.
But it's my left shoulder, because the first time that my left shoulder dislocated, and this happened a lot of times. I think my left shoulder dislocated 6+ or 5+ times.
Oh wow.
Pretty bad.
Yeah.
The first time was about 6 years ago, I believe, and then I think after that it's just kind of been loose.
Oh, okay. So it's easier. Yeah. I mean that makes sense.
Usually I'm able to pop it back.
Yeah.
I do this kind of like I kind of go down, and then I can just kind of adjust, and then it just usually slides back.
Yeah. Okay.
But then this time I was there, I could not do it. Like I was just stuck. So I thought, okay, shoot. Well, I really have to go into the A&E.
Yeah.
So what we did is we ordered a taxi for me to get there.
Where did you play? UEA or?
No, I played at Winsome.
Oh, Winsome Sports Center. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like Riverside.
Yeah. Okay.
It's about half an hour ride to the A&E. So in my head, I was like, oh my god, that
is a long time for when you have dislocated shoulder, because I'm guessing you were in a lot of pain as well.
Oh yeah, no, because so I was in the taxi. Every little turn or little bump, my shoulder twitches, so it feels like it was gonna fall further. It's so scary. So yeah, each turn or each little bump, I just grasped my hand. I just held it so tight. I was actually screaming in pain. The driver is really nice.
Yeah.
I didn't tip him because I wasn't the one who ordered the taxi, but he was checking on me. He was like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And he specifically drove slowly for each bump. Was
it a taxi where you had to pay, or did your friend when he ordered the taxi? Did he pay?
my friend ordered it
and paid through the app, or what?
Yeah, because it's ABC Taxi. So
okay.
So sure. I wanted to tip him, but he was really nice about it. Got out. Obviously, I had trouble.
Yeah.
Thank God there was another friend who was with me, because I could not, because I have stuff with me as well.
Yeah.
And at the time, I had like this white cloth thing that helps me stabilize it, but I've been holding my other hand for support for like a good hour.
Yeah.
I looked at my thumb. I was grasping it so hard to the fact that it went gray.
Oh really?
It just went gray.
Not blue, gray.
It was like gray.
Like blue grayish.
Yeah. So I went in, went to the reception. I told them, and then they gave me a piece of paper that says the word minor.
Yeah.
So I thought, I told them I'm 21.
Yeah.
And then after that, they say, is that minor or major? And they're like, minor. I thought it was just the age, but I think it's just like minor.
No, it's like the
injury.
Yeah. Exactly. It was a minor injury or a major injury, but you think with like shoulder dislocation, you need to pop it back in relatively quickly, because the longer it's out of its socket, the more damage it can do. So like, that's surprising, because I thought that they do major, but I mean, there's a lot to talk about the NHS today, because I've had some experience and stuff as well. But yeah.
See, I kind of see why it's minor. Like, I don't mind it classified as minor, because obviously there's a lot more people who perhaps gone in the car crash. That's, a worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Or even worse. But still, I was in a lot of pain at the time. And like, I sat down. Again, thank God my friend was there with me, because I had to grab this piece of paper, go to a different window, give it to them, and I cannot use either of my hands. because I was supporting my other hand.
Yeah, of course.
And then eventually, they told me, okay, wait. And I sat down, and I swear I could not stand up. Because every time I stand up, your upper body kind of wobbles a little bit.
Yeah.
So every wobble kind of triggers this really much. And I had to stand up so slowly. And they finally called my name after 20 minutes.
20 minutes, okay. That's not too bad, actually. I've heard and I've experienced worse than 20 minutes wait.
Yeah, I was quite happy, but I was kind of thinking, okay, well, 20 minutes is kind of bad as well.
Yeah, it is a long time, especially if you've had it at badminton, had your accident at badminton, and then already waited half an hour to basically get there, and then wait another 20 minutes. That's almost an hour, so that's kind of a long time for a dislocated shoulder to be dislocated.
I swear to God, like this part here, I felt numb. Because I think the blood flow, the blood flow was not good.
Yeah, that does not sound good.
So I felt that I could let go of my arm anytime because it was just so numb. Went in there, and then the nurse called my name, say, "Oh, okay, come in." And then the nurse, I swear to God, she told me to walk faster.
Actually,
she told me to walk faster. I'm like, do you not see what's happening to me right now? I'm struggling to stand up.
You're in a lot of pain and everything, and that is kind of inconsiderate of her.
Yeah, no, she was lovely, but it was just a bit of a rough start.
Yeah.
In my head, I just wanted to get it done. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Went in, they said, "Oh, well, do an X-ray." I was like, "Sure, I'll do an X-ray."
Okay, yeah.
I went in, and then they told me to sit down again, which I didn't really want to do, but I had to.
Yeah.
Did the scan and then came back out. They say, "Okay, well, I'll go back to the room earlier." Then, and I was walking like so slow because I was still in pain. Finally sat me on the bed, told me to slowly relax, and then by the way, this is my first time being in the hospital, so I did not know like
first time in the UK, you mean?
No, in general, in my whole life.
In general, oh wow.
I've never been into a hospital. I've just been that healthy.
Good on you, I guess.
Yeah. No, I'm very scared of hospitals. Like waiting time is already scary to me.
Quite a lot of people are scared of hospital, to be fair.
I've never done a surgery as well. So I'm kind of just scared of the hospital in general because,
Yeah.
So, they sat me down. Finally, they told me they gave me a gas. They had like this tube thing, right? They gave me a gas, and then they told me to breathe in, breathe out, breathe in.
Oh, like laughing gas kind of thing.
Yeah, so what it does is relax my muscle.
Exactly, laughing gas as it's commonly known.
Yeah, so it just... When I inhaled it, I didn't feel it. But then after like 10 seconds, I start to feel like getting harder and harder.
Yeah.
What it feels like to me, it feels like a bell, or what's that tempo thing you like with the music and the piano? You know that tempo? The one that goes tick.
The gong, you mean? Or what
is it called the gong? The thing that counts the tempo for you.
Yeah, the words just. I mean, this is something else we can talk about. But whenever you know, like I know the word in German, but I don't know it in English right now, and it's like it's frustrating. But metronome.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Yeah,
metronome.
So it feels like that, but it feels like in my head. And then they.
Okay.
And then I finally relaxed, and then I swear, the nurse is like, "Oh, okay," and then they popped it back. I felt it, but very light because my whole body was so relaxed. You know
what that metronome kind of feeling is actually?
Is a heartbeat.
Yes. So your heart does lub dub, right? Lub dub lub dub lub dub. So it's a regular beat.
Yeah.
And that's just you actually hearing your heartbeat.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to like talk about, but that's actually what it is. At least I think so. Fact check me on that. But
yeah. No, but. Yeah, they popped it back. I swear to God, and I don't know how I was at the time, but I swear my face muscles are very like relaxed as well. So I was like, "Oh, this is kind of nice." It's so weird. This feels kind of nice. And I don't know. Yeah. And then the nurse was like, "Oh, that was really satisfying."
Actually,
am I a toy to you?
Yeah.
You know those like fidgety toys where it's so satisfying. I feel like at the time,
like pop toys.
I feel like at the time she was treating it like that. Am I a toy to you?
Yeah. No.
So popped it back, felt good. Give me a sling, which I never had one before, so I treated it as like a souvenir from the hospital.
Oh, so you had the sling and you went home with that or what?
Yeah, I had the sling, but again, like so many times, like I've dislocated and popped it back myself.
Yeah.
After 2 or like maximum 5 days or a week of rest, like I pretty much go back to normal.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, this time I gotta say today I went back to lectures.
Yeah.
I just felt like this uneasiness towards it.
Yeah. Fair. But I think a lot of that is in your head because it's happened to you a while and you know how bad it can get, and it sounds like this one was like your worst experience yet with that. So one of the more bad experiences. So it is definitely a lot in your head, I think. And it might actually be fine, but like the power of the mind is crazy and like
yeah. I mean, because I've just been just like every time I've been able to pop it back, this time I wasn't able to, and thank God I had friends with me.
Yeah.
But some of the other times I was alone. Like one time I sneezed and then it just dislocated.
Oh really? Oh.
Yeah, and I had to like open the door and go downstairs just to tell someone. But that took me a good 5 minutes just to do that. So it's definitely a scary experience. But
yeah, it is.
Again, like it is what it is. Well, yeah, it was I wouldn't say a good experience, but definitely an experience.
Yeah.
What else? So after I went back home, the next day they scheduled me like an appointment thing.
Oh yeah, you wrote me about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had to go back. My appointment was at 10:40 a.m.
Okay.
I went there at 10:30 because I like to be early.
Yeah, of course.
But they sat me down and they kind of made me wait for another 2 hours.
Yeah, I remember you texted me 2 hours. Yeah.
And just to go inside, waited for another 10 to 15 minutes. This doctor came in, shook my hand, and then brought in this other like student from UEA.
Oh yeah, okay. Med student.
Yeah, pretty much. Cool. And I just feel like they're like, "Oh, are you okay with him being here?" And then as well as like they're asking me, "How did you dislocate your shoulder?" Blah 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 blah. And I said this that. They say, "Oh, do you smoke? Do you drink?" And then they're like, "Okay, well, we'll schedule you an MRI." And like a while later, as well as physiotherapy. Okay. Yeah, and then I left the room within 5 minutes.
So you waited two and a half hours.
I waited, pretty much 2.5 hours.
Yeah. For a 10-minute appointment.
For a less than 5 minute appointment, a handshake, and I became a learning opportunity for a UEA student.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Fun.
Yeah, and then they told me to take this piece of paper out to reception to schedule an appointment. I went there. The receptionist told me, "Oh, sorry, I can't do it for you."
What do you mean?
They say, "Oh, I can't make an appointment right now, so just expect like an email."
Oh, so they just sent you on your way basically without scheduling you.
So I thought that whole thing was pointless. Could have just called me, Yeah. But because I had to take the bus over there.
Yeah, exactly.
And there were quite a lot of people, so that was my experience. Yeah, what a not how I imagined to spend my Tuesday night.
Yeah, so that pretty much took up your whole week then, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
what about you?
Interesting. Yeah, my week was fine, I guess. I mean, so work-wise, all fine. I did like 2 big experiments Monday through Wednesday, which was good because it was like data we really needed to get to inform what I do next. Yeah. And so I'm actually working back at uni on Sunday all day basically on the microscope to get that data. I'm doing it on Sunday basically because we need to pay as a lab to use the microscope because it's uni owned. But it's cheaper on the weekends. So instead of like 8, 9, 10 pounds during the week per hour, it's £3 or £4 an hour. So we save quite a bit. Yeah, we save like half. But then also during the week, there's so many people that like book it. So it's usually pretty full. So I said to my supervisor, Tim, I'm like, I don't mind really coming in because it's not that hard work. It's mainly just taking pictures down the microscope and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so did that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday, I actually, so yesterday, I had a teaching opportunity. So our lab, we have 2 PhD students and 2 master students, me and another master student. And this master student basically isn't as experienced in developmental biology. So my tutor, Tim, my supervisor, told me basically to train him, to teach him some stuff.
Okay.
So I did that, and I'm actually quite proud because the guy learned really well. He got really good results and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it must have been something to do with the teacher, right?
Yeah.
I hope. But yeah, so did that Thursday, and then today I just worked from home because Sunday I'm going in. So I just had computer work. I didn't really have lab work, so I just had a chill day basically.
Yeah, because from what I know, like your entire first semester was uni every day.
Yeah, you mean my masters? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. From basically October, I worked every single day, usually 8:30 till like 5,
including weekends.
Including weekends. So it's a very intense job kind of thing.
Just the thought of going into uni every single day is such a chore to me.
I mean, so on the weekend, I don't think it's that bad because it's mainly just 1-2 hours if I'm feeding cells.
Yeah.
So the reason why, just for our viewers, I mean, I've explained this to you before, but since I work with stem cells, like I mentioned in last episode, stem cells are really demanding, really hard to work with because mainly like stem cells need food every day. And by food, it's like medium, it's like liquid, basically. It's like they're drinking stuff. But so I need to feed them every day, basically, and that just takes some time. So the way it works in our lab where we grow the stem cells in is really tiny. So we need to like book a slot in that room so we don't get in each other's way, basically.
Yeah.
And I always had the 8:30 till 10:30 slot, so I had to do that every single day. The first thing I do is feed cells, including weekends, which was slightly annoying because I didn't really have a break until Christmas time. I mean, I didn't really take a day off. Like, I think today was the first day that I ever worked from home, and that like it's crazy. Today was the first day I ever saw the full sunset and sunrise. I mean, and the sunset in my flat.
We have sun today.
Yeah, I mean, we had sun today. That's big news. But yeah, it's just crazy. Today was the first day I like kind of I didn't really take off because I still did work. But yeah, kind of like relax a bit more and then wasn't stressful. But that's good because next week, so we have I think 2 undergraduate students that do their like bachelor project in our lab.
Okay.
So bachelor students at UEA in science, basically, they get to choose a variety of projects. It could be a lab-based project. It could be a literature review where they just write a report, basically. But we have basically 2 lab-based projects going on in our lab. And the reason I'm bringing this up is mainly because my supervisor, Tim, asked me to kind of help him out because he's quite busy with writing papers and doing other stuff. So I'll be teaching them starting Monday. They're supposed to come Monday. So the next 8 weeks of the project, I'm going to be working every weekend because they need cells.
Yeah.
So
wow,
pretty much the next 8 weeks are already set out from what I'm doing every day, which is feed cells. But yeah, I mean, it's fun having that experience because it gives me teaching experience, and by teaching, I'm sure you feel the same. By teaching someone, you consolidate your own knowledge. It's very useful.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone has their own teaching styles, but I do like to think I am a pretty good teacher and I can really explain things. And I do notice myself I can do them better. Like with this master's student I taught yesterday, I did make a mistake, and I noticed that basically Thursday morning because we set up the experiment Wednesday for him, and then Thursday we did the experiment. But I noticed I did a mistake, and I'm like, oh, well, I can still use what we prepared to do like a test run of the experiment or of one of the things that we were going to do, even though it's not completely right. I still explain to him what you should actually do right and what I missed out. I mean, everyone in the lab will tell you they've messed up once or twice, and it's not the end of the world. Like,
unless you have explosive, then yeah.
I mean, yeah, but the thing I messed up was running a gel electrophoresis, and that stuff is really cheap. Cheap as chips, as my supervisor always says.
Okay.
It's not a lot of money. If I messed up my big experiment Monday to Wednesday, it would have we would have lost a lot of money, basically. Well,
right.
Not lost money, but lost a lot of data that cost a lot of money to do the experiments. I mean, I just had my supervisor actually Wednesday for some stuff to order and for my next experiments.
Yeah.
Guess how much money I asked him to spend for me?
Well, you tell me.
So I think it's roughly £500.
Okay.
So it's not like crazy, but it's still a lot for one experiment. I mean, like, we pay bench fees basically, which which pays for the stuff we need in lab, and bench fees for 1 year are 1,000. So that's like half of that. It's just gone, just like completely crazy. And that's the cheap version. Like, that's for, what is it, 6 genes or something? Usually per gene we'd pay like 500, 600.
Sheesh.
So for 6 genes, that's 1,200 usually. So I am saving the lab money, but yeah.
Yeah, talking about big losses.
Yeah. What big loss have you had?
I nearly had.
Oh.
I was I was on Switzerland Christmas. We talked about this last episode.
Christmas, yeah.
I don't think I talked about I fall off a bike. So yeah, I was cycling. I was cycling.
That
in
one
the
cycle
Alps.
day, yeah.
Yeah, I was cycling in the Alps, and I was having my Sony camera with my expensive lens. So just the body and the lens itself cost about what? Let's just say 250 grand.
Oh wow.
No, sorry, no, 2,500 pounds.
Okay.
Let's just say.
Okay.
And then I also had a bag full of equipment.
Oof.
So my photography my photography bag, I think in total, cost about £6,000 or even higher worth of gear. And I brought it on cycling. I thought, okay, well, my cycling skills must be okay. So I one hand I held the camera, hand I was braking.
That's very sketchy.
So, yeah. Well,
You should not probably have not done that.
Yeah. So I wanted to get a shot of Elise riding the bike and going downhill.
Yeah.
And my initial thought was, okay, one hand will be recording her, one hand will be slowly braking because I don't want to go too fast. Yeah. So we were going to the steeper part, and in camera it doesn't look steep at all. But then, because I was like braking with the left brake, which controls the front wheel. Okay. So if you imagine you're going down, and you're braking the front wheel, you could flip forward. Yeah. And that's what happened to me. Oh wow. So in the split second of when I was falling down, I had a few options. Fall without thinking anything, protect my camera, or protect my body. Yeah. I chose my camera.
I mean, as a photography student, can you really choose anything
exactly.
else? No.
I mean, you can kind of see, like, here.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
It was bleeding here, and it was bleeding here as well. Yeah, so...
So you basically braked too hard or what, and that's what caused you to basically tumble. Not flip, but tumble and fall.
And I basically guarded my camera. So I immediately let go of the brake, held the camera with both hands, and it's not good, but I stopped. I hit the ground with my what's this called?
Yeah, forearm.
Yeah, I hit the ground with both forearms so I can lift my camera up and then not impact the floor. Yeah. And then back home I see this part was so swollen. But at least I protected 6,000 plus.
So nothing broke.
No, nothing. It's a miracle.
That's really good. That's really lucky, to be fair.
Thanks to my split-second thinking, I was able to save everything but not my body.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Stuff be expensive in our professions.
Exactly.
I mean, as I said, I'm working Sunday on a microscope, and it's like a really, really good microscope that costs like upwards of £1 million, which is like crazy to me because I was trained this week. That's something else that happened. We saw that it was free, so we went down and I was trained and stuff, and now I'm able to use it, which is really cool because I can just go down whenever it's free and do my work there. But like if anything breaks, that would be very expensive.
Oh yeah.
Like right now, one part is broken or doesn't work perfectly, and I found out from some people that it will cost us like 12,000 to repair it.
Oh yeah, scary.
And 12,000 is a lot for uni to cough up for.
12,000 is half of my. No, is it? No, it's just £3,000 cheaper than my tuition for the year.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
12,000 is a lot of money. But yeah, so uni has to kind of, someone has to find that money because there's a lot of people doing research that kind of like need that money.
Yeah.
Or need that microscope, so need that money indirectly. But yeah, I mean, expensive stuff.
Oh yeah, like my subject, photography, and photography is such a wide range of like you can have different skills. You can go from amateur to like, there's a huge debate on why should I hire a photographer if I can do the same with my phone. That is incorrect. That is so incorrect.
Yeah.
I like to see you do it. That's what we do.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can go from phone photography, which is just doing, I don't know, your typical selfies, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But you can also do, you can go up higher. You can go to amateur photography where you actually buy the gears and stuff like that. So, and then you go higher. You have like different lenses. Lighting, exactly. And if you go on to the pro level, you can go all the way to having like so many camera bodies and medium format, which I don't think a lot of people heard what it is, like don't know what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Our university have this camera called Phase 1, and I swear to you, it costs as much as a car. Yeah, it costs as much as a car. It's just insane because I don't know how many megapixel it is. But basically, this camera needs 2 batteries to operate.
Yeah.
Also, it's just the quality is insane.
Yeah.
Like usually, when you take a photo, you can only zoom in so much. Let's just say I photograph a book from right this far.
Yeah.
You can kind of see the dust on the book.
Oh, okay.
That's how detailed it is.
Yeah.
And it's mainly for still life. As a lot of like commercial photography also did it. Use this camera, but again, those are high, big scale shoots.
Yeah, of course.
It's total like photography is also interesting. Because continuing from last time, I was talking about social media, that kind of stuff, like content wise.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So let's hop on that. I used to really like those Instagram photos. Everyone looking like going to Toronto, sunset, those kind of stuff, or like Japan, making it so romanticized. But growing up actually doing photography now, it kind of made me back off a little bit from that.
Yeah.
Because
it feels fake, doesn't it?
Yeah,
like,
it's so artificial.
A lot of things you see on social media are just fake or are made to look way more spectacular than they are. So
if you look on YouTube now, there's so many like YouTubers doing thumbnails that looks really fake.
Yeah.
Like I saw this thumbnail. They're like, going to Asia's oldest I was looking up Okinawa vlogs, and they're saying, visiting the country that people don't die. But then their face have like hundreds of wrinkles on them, and they were like this long. Which is so over exaggerated.
Yeah.
And it's so artificial, but it's just clickbait.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, target audiences are most likely gonna be teenagers or even younger.
Yeah.
So this kind of artificial content is what, just like, I don't know, gravitated towards.
Yeah.
To get more views, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I never liked the concept of artificial now. I look at those colors, I look at those travel videos, they all make it so heavily edited.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is not my thing. And for my practice, I like to capture what's real. I like to document stuff. That's kind of my area. Yeah, I mean, looking at those content, like, especially with shorts now, like in the photography world, people are discussing saying, oh, Instagram is no longer a place for posting photos. It's about reels now.
Yeah, there has been an increase on the amount of people that just post reels instead of actually like short videos instead of posting photos, right? So like, yeah.
I just don't like it.
No, I mean, I don't really post much. I have Instagram, but that's mainly just for like texting with other people and keeping in touch with people that I don't have their phone number, or I don't want to give them my phone number or whatever. And I post very little. I think on my account I have like 6-7 photos.
Yeah.
And that spans back many years. Like I have friends on there that post 3-4 posts every day or something like that, or reels, and it's like, first of all, why are you not living in the moment?
Yeah.
And that's something, especially as international students, again, coming back to the topic of this podcast, right? As international students, I think you should live in the moment because you have an experience that not everyone has. And I mean, we might have some guests from Norwich here on the podcast at some point that were born and raised in Norwich. But as an international, there's not many people that can say, oh, I went abroad to study, oh, I did that. So I think it is very important to live in the moment. And I feel like social media kind of takes that away.
I kind of want to contest that, actually.
Okay, why?
So I've been posting on Instagram 10-15 plus years ago. Since 15 years.
Yeah.
And I was approaching my 1,000th post.
Okay.
I archived a lot because like there was a lot of cringe stuff back then. But I basically cut it down to 700 something. My motto in there was kind of like, oh, post more because like you can leave more memories.
Yeah.
Like I agree with you, live in the moment, but I kind of like to capture stuff as well. Not to an extent where I film absolutely every single thing. Like of course I like to experience stuff, but I like to document stuff and relive those moments.
But I'm not saying I'm against documenting stuff. I'm just saying there are some people that do it too much. For example, I've gone to a few concerts in Norwich here, and the amount of people I see that film every single song or whatever. Yes, I still film songs and stuff, but I pick out the ones I like the best, or the ones that I think will do the best. So I have videos from concerts and stuff, but it's few. It's like 3, 4, 5 maybe. But there are some people that just basically go to a concert just to film, and their phone's out the entire time.
Yeah.
And those people, to be honest, they kind of annoy me.
Yeah. No,
mainly because if there's a group of people all filming right in front of me and I'm trying to listen and enjoy the concert, I feel like I can't really do that if there's someone right in front of you with the phone being like, oh, I need to film this and stuff. And then some of the times those people are quite tall, and then you really only see their phone screen, and I
despise tall people.
I mean, I'm tall, so
so fuck you.
Wow, thank you. Love you too.
I'm just kidding.
No. But yeah, that does kind of annoy me quite a bit.
No, I get you. It's like I've been seeing lots of like discussions online saying, oh well, at the New York or something like Countdown, you can literally see one couple kissing at the at the time, but then everyone's like filming when the ball drops. Yeah. But then the thing is, you're probably never gonna look back. And then someone films the firework, and then people joke about you're probably not gonna look back at that firework and go like, oh, let's sit through that 20-minute firework again. Yeah, exactly. No, it's an interesting thing because I think I don't mind. Like I like documenting stuff. Again, that's just my nature. I like to. Yeah, I mean, I completely understand that. The point I'm trying to make more is social media. While it can have a good influence, it can also have a bad influence, or a very it can be very damaging. And I mean, that's in every regard. That's with content on YouTube. That's in Instagram, Snapchat, whatever is out there. I mean, even Be Real.
B-roll, you know how B-roll claims to be like the one social media app that's really honest and true because it kind of forces you to take a photo at one specific time in the day.
But I could just delete it, and if I don't like that moment, I can reshoot that moment. Yeah.
And I think that kind of goes against what they advertise themselves to be, because in the beginning they were like, oh, we're the true social media because you have to take a photo in that moment, but that's not true.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of a case where maybe social media is lying to you.
Yeah.
And of course these companies just want to make money and stuff, but it's just kind of,
Actually, talking about that, like today I had an interesting lecture that relates to that topic.
Okay.
So we had a lecture, and the guest lecturer basically said something like, oh, use Instagram. It's a good form of inspiration.
Yeah.
But another thing is that Instagram drags you down as well. Because, for example, if I'm a photographer, I like their work. I like another photographer's work, but you see them, they have so much praise, they have so much comments, they have so much likes, they have so much followers. But he made a really good point, because like you're gonna get demoralized saying, oh well, his photos are not that good, but why is he doing better than me? So but then when you look at the followers, when you look at the comments and likes, half of them are just bots.
Yeah, there are a lot of bots.
Like they just buy followers or whatsoever as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's a really big chance of you feeling especially like Instagram is such a toxic place as well.
It is.
Like I gotta admit, for the past month or so, I've been drilling in the Instagram comments because I'm looking into Orientalism with my work, and I've been looking at so much like cultural or race related content.
Yeah.
And everyone's just like so toxic with their gatekeeping, or just like talking, like justifying stuff, and they do it in such a way, it's just like so it's intoxicating. It's just so hard to bear. So I listening to that today, I think I just need to stay away for a bit, because I don't like to talk a lot about mental health. Like I don't want to get too deep into it, but I just feel like this like, especially UK compared to Hong Kong, mental health in Hong Kong is not spoken enough, obviously. Yeah. But at the same time, I feel like UK, it's too heavily towards it.
I feel completely the same way. I have the same view on like mental health in Germany. Isn't really talked about that much, but over here, as you said, it's like a big thing.
It feels like it's catering to all individual people now.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm not saying Hong Kong is good. Like, again, like I've grown up with maybe your parents saying, just deal with it. And I think that's, to a certain degree, that's a good way of dealing it, because like
it is.
It's like toughening you up. There's a really thin line between strengthening you with your mindset and actually ignoring the problem. So there's quite a lot of students suicide in Hong Kong. That's not okay. They should seek help, obviously, but parents just kind of like force them to say, well, it's just a phase, or it's just, you gotta get behind it.
I think the thing with mental health is you do need to be careful.
Yeah.
But if you're over careful, then that basically just allows so many excuses to be made.
Yeah.
And I think, I've experienced it firsthand in my school, actually. We had like a school bus that would drive us to school. And there was a student in that bus. And I think in my the year before high school or something, she committed suicide. And to me, it was like one day she was on the bus, the next day she isn't, and I found out through it in school and stuff. I wasn't really connected to it. Like I didn't really know her that well. I didn't really talk to her that much, but still, it still affected me.
Yeah.
But in that sense, I just moved on because she's not like really that person in my life.
Yeah.
But over here, like it's so bad with like, it's not bad, but like the way they over dramatize mental health is, I think, does more harm than good for some people.
I feel like it's such an easy ticket for people to get out of stuff now.
So our uni, we used to have 3-day automatic extensions, which fair enough. Okay. Yeah. You can apply for an extension and you get 3 days. That recently, I think a year or a year and a half ago, got changed to 7-day extension. So they added 4 more days, and you don't need to give like a really in-depth reason. You could just be like, oh yeah, I'm feeling kind of down right now.
Yeah.
Can I have an extension? And they'll approve it, which I think is wrong.
Yeah, no,
so
I hate that.
Like during my undergrad, I did not use an extension because I'm like, okay, even if I'm feeling down, I'm not gonna let it affect my work. But now I hear so many people that even in my undergrad and now have just basically took that extension because all they need to write is, oh, I'm not feeling well mentally, and then they just get a 7-day extension. And like, it kind of pisses me off a bit because one assignment I had to do was a like lab report thing.
Yeah.
And the instructions for it weren't really clear, but I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it as best as I can. I'm gonna submit, and I submitted like a day or two before the deadline because I'm like, okay, I think I have everything they want. I have everything I need, and I feel like I've expressed myself like I wanted in this assignment. I found out from some friends just through talking that had taken that 7-day extension mainly because they had bad mental health or something like that. I don't really know what the reason is, and maybe it was a case of their mental health was really bad or something. But I found out through them that there was a whole section missing from my report because it wasn't made clear in the instructions, and they then had that and got better grades than me, which I get it's kind of my fault, but also it's the fault of the lecturers because for this thing there were like 2 guidelines, two different documents that said different things, and one was like a lab practical manual which had like the instructions for the actual lab, and one was how to write up the report. I used the how to write up the report, but both documents said different things. So in that lab manual that I thought, oh, it's just what we need to do in the lab, which was mostly correct. Yeah. The very last page or something was like, oh, don't forget to add this into the report. But that information was not in how to write your report. Yeah. So I missed out on the whole section, missed out on a lot of grades, and that's why my grade for that one was so low. But that really annoyed me because I'm like, well, I could have just been like, oh, I have bad mental health, taken that 7-day extension and then found that out. Yeah. It's a weird thing to me. Like, yeah, I'm not really over that as you can tell. It's very annoying because that cost me a lot.
Yeah, it's okay to be salty. Well, in this, it's like, you know, it's okay to think, oh, like I could have done this, but time's passed. Like, it is what it is at this point. Yeah. Do you want to take a break? Yeah, we'll be back in this bit.
Yeah. See you guys in a bit. Die sind zu laut.
He's like, what the fuck? There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, much better, much better. Thank you very much. Danke. Servus.
Ça va. Okay, you ready?
I'll wait 5 seconds and then I'll start that and then you can go. Wait. I want to turn that around so we can see.
Oh, yeah.
Just because I just noticed it.
Can you feel the love tonight?
Nope. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. It is where we are.
Can we have that as a break? I might actually do that.
Yeah.
I might actually do that, yeah.
Copyrighted. Okay, you ready? Welcome back. I just got my beverage topped up.
Yeah, nice.
Don't worry, kids. It's just Ribena.
Tastes good. Nice winks. So yeah, welcome back. I want to have a bit of a loop back to what we talked before the break. Social media. I wanted to make a point that I didn't make yet, which is, so you know how I was talking about like the goodness of social media and like the damaging side of social media?
Yeah.
I think people don't really talk about the good side of it enough. Absolutely. And that's something I want to talk about. actually, because something I noticed and something that I've seen firsthand now is there are a lot more ads for companies and stuff in Instagram, for example. And so, for example, I mean, this is done in Norwich as well. Norwich Science Festival is something that happens next month.
Okay, what's that?
And so it's basically a science festival for children and their families and stuff. So it's more easy science kind of thing.
Okay,
but it's a really cool program. Actually, it's a bunch of different kind of activities. For example, one is you might build like chemical molecules in virtual reality. So you get like a headset on. Another thing is about the brain and stuff. It's like different stations basically.
Okay.
Actually quite similar to what I was going to talk about next, which is my mom's company. So my mom has her own company.
Free promo.
Science Lab, yeah, free promo for my mom out there. Science Lab, which teaches science to children.
Okay, that's cool.
And so it's a German company. It's all across Germany.
Yep.
But what they've recently done now is they have an Instagram account, a company account, which is basically now making ads on Instagram because that's kind of what's up and coming right now. A lot of people kind of see ads on Instagram more and more, so that's their way of reaching out to more people. I mean, they have their own website, and that's how people usually reach out to them and join them and stuff, but that's the good side of social media. It can be used in the right way as a tool to hire new people, to spread news, spread knowledge, and that kind of stuff, which I think is quite a good
on the topic
thing.
of ads though,
yeah,
you ever like, you know how people are saying, oh, our phones are listening to us?
Yeah,
I think it's true. It is true.
I mean,
like so many times, like I've talked about something, the next minute the ad pops up.
Exactly. No, I have the same thing with my Alexa in my room. I have an Amazon Alexa.
Oh yeah.
And like sometimes I'll be chatting on a call to a friend or something, talking about buying something or whatever, and then I get a targeted ad for that exact product or something like that. And I'm like, this is quite weird, and it's kind of made me not like that kind of stuff, and it's kind of made me not like Alexas. Even though I like having it because it's I use it a lot during cooking, for example, which I mean, food is another topic we're going to talk about at some point, which we really do need to talk about. But I use a lot like cooking, converting things from metric, like from the US system to the metric system or whatever. That kind of stuff, because it's
centimeter is superior.
Yeah, metric system is superior.
Let's go.
I'm sorry to our listeners in the US, which we do have a few.
What the fuck is an inch?
An inch is
it's 2.5, no cm. 2.5 cm,
2.5, no? Something like that. Yeah. But yeah, so there's a good power of social media, and like my mom's company starting to use it. And I think that's quite good because it reaches more people through that.
Yeah, for photographers as well. Lots of us display our work on social on Instagram, particularly.
Yeah. I mean, I know you have your photography account and stuff.
It's pretty much a essential part of selling yourself and kind of promoting yourself.
Exactly.
Like but again, like it's a free tool. Yeah. Like how they're making money is based off of ads and just
okay.
But it's kind of a double-edged sword, really. But no, on the topic of social media, I was telling Raph today, I was like, I saw this article.
Oh, yeah.
So Miss Japan was elected, and it is a Ukrainian-born woman. Yeah. Lived in Japan for 20 years.
20 years, it said, yeah.
And lots of people, like, there's been so much like conversations.
There's a lot of controversy around it. Yeah. Whether she actually is a good representation of Japan, which really is good that we're talking about this because it ties in with the whole internationalism.
So what's your opinion then?
See, since you sent it to me this morning, and like I've had a read through it and looked at it, and I'm kind of torn on the subject. You know why? Mainly because she's lived in Japan for 20 years, so she's experienced the culture. She's experienced that kind of lifestyle for 20 years. But at the same time, she's not born and raised in Japan. She's not Japanese. And so if I had to like put my opinion on a scale from yes, I agree with all the controversy of she shouldn't be Miss Japan because she is not Japanese, and no, she should be, she deserves to be it because she has lived there long enough to experience culture and stuff.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of in the middle, leaning more towards the no side. No,
she shouldn't.
No, she shouldn't.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree. I'm more leaned towards the no, she shouldn't represent, because it's the same dilemma of, saying, oh, I'm one thing, but then you're not.
I mean I can't really talk much about being immersed in culture for that long, because this is my 4th year in the UK, and before that I've never moved, so I've always lived in the same thing in my hometown, in the same town, but that doesn't really give me a standpoint to talk about being immersed in the culture. I think you're a bit more different. You've been here a bit longer.
So the other day I was telling my friend, I don't think we mentioned this last episode. So I was talking to my friend. Yeah. I said I don't know if I actually said it. I don't recognize Asian Americans as full Asians.
I think we talked about it between us, but we've not talked about this on the podcast.
My friend raised this to me. I said I don't recognize them as actual Asians. Yeah. Because I've seen a lot of content that revolves of people using it as their like identity now to make content. Yeah. Yeah. So for example, I saw this video of this guy saying, trying to speak Cantonese for a whole day. And at the beginning of the YouTube video, he said, my mom's from Canton, like Hong Kong, blah, blah, blah. But we've moved to the US since we were young. I want to try to test myself to see if I can learn Cantonese and go back to my home country. Yeah. But then, I appreciate that he tried. But it's that sense of artificialness that he's trying to get. Yeah. It's like, one big question, and then and then like 90% of the whole video is you just bullshitting about stuff. Yeah. And then that 10% is actually what your title suggests. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I also I feel like typically with more like American side, I feel like a lot of them has more dominant in the American culture rather than the Asian culture. Yeah. Because obviously you cannot get the full authentic experience if you're not in Asia. Exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I just after seeing so much, and after I think for us Hong Kong, the language itself is a big culture. Yeah. To me it's not just a language. To me it's a personality. It's a identity. Given how you speak the language. Yeah. You can know the language, but how you speak the language is another thing. Yeah, exactly. You can be I was watching this TV show called The Brother's Son. It's on Netflix. It's a really good show. Yeah. But someone asked me, they're speaking Cantonese in some scenes, but Michelle Yeoh. Yeah. So really great actress. Yeah. But she's born in Malaysia. So they do know Canto as well. I think she moved to Hong Kong and lived there for a while. But I'm not sure how she speaks outside of movies. But in the movie, I don't know whether this is the director's decision, by the way. Yeah. She speaks very textbook Cantonese. Okay. So in reality, Cantonese is a language which, yes, you can write, you can speak, but textbook Cantonese and spoken Cantonese is two different worlds. Yeah, okay, yeah, I get that. You mean how someone speaks versus... Yeah. Yeah, but is that because she, Michelle Yeoh, does she speak Cantonese, or is it more that she's just learning it for that particular? No, I think she grew up with it. I think she knows Cantonese.
She knows it.
She speaks it locally.
It's one of her languages. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just the way she speaks it, right? Yeah, it's very textbook, and it's if you go to Hong Kong, you can definitely tell there's a difference between the emphasis on words as well as pronunciation or usage of words even. So, for example, I see a US, maybe American Cantonese, they go 你吃咗飯未 compared to, if I say it like 你食咗飯未啊?
Yeah.
So, you can hear there's such a big difference.
Yeah.
But they're both Cantonese.
Yeah.
It's just the way we say it and the tone
voice, exactly. The tone, the voice inflection and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. It's I've often been told like we sound very like what's the word, harsh, or like very rude,
angry.
We sound angry, yeah. But the things we're saying could be very happy.
Yeah, I mean, same with German. A lot of people always say, it sounds so abrupt. It sounds
aggressive is the word. Yeah,
aggressive. Same with German. A lot of people think the German language is very aggressive.
Yeah,
but really, we're not being aggressive. We can say the nicest things, but to someone that doesn't speak German, it sounds like we're shouting at them or something, or we're saying something really horrible when we're just talking normally.
What I find fascinating about like the different languages, right, is the expressions. Yeah, definitely. Like in English, there's obviously a whole different world of expressions, but in Cantonese, the art of the language is swearing. Okay. So swearing is
it's a lot of swearing.
Yeah, swearing is a big part of the language. You can swear to express different emotions: angry, sad, happy. Yeah. So I'm gonna say a phrase, right? So, 我屌好撚難食啊 means, oh shit, this tastes like shit. But I can also say 我屌好撚正啊仆街. I literally said, oh fuck, it tastes amazing. Shit.
Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't sound that big of a difference to you, maybe.
No, it doesn't really.
But depending on the way the words you say and the emphasis.
Right.
It's just because I didn't know this, but Cantonese has 9 tones per pronunciation, and I only found this out like 5 years ago when I went into a bookshop and I looked at a Cantonese like teaching book. Yeah. And I only found out we have 9 tones, which I have not been brought up with this information. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Okay. Yeah. No, back on the Ukrainian thing.
Miss Japan.
Yeah. I don't think so. Like, I don't think she should represent. Like, good for her, but in the same time, I feel like it kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah, I mean, if she's Ukrainian, yes, she's lived in Japan for 20 years, and I guess you can get accustomed to culture, but she'll never be a true Japanese. I mean, it sounds kind of horrible saying that, but you know what I mean. Like, she's not Japanese, so she won't necessarily have the same opinions as a Japanese person. She won't have the same views on life because she was brought up differently, and everything in her upbringing is probably completely different to how people get raised in Japan.
I think if you're a mix, that's a different story. I don't mind. If you're a mix, sure, fine by me. Yeah. Because there's a bit of blood of you still. Yeah. But I think if you're born there, that's also a slightly different story. But if you're I don't care if you're like maybe like 5 years old and then you move there. Yeah. Okay. It's you still born somewhere else. You've lived a different lifestyle. Yeah. But then it's like me saying, I think there has been stories of like people, like the whole identity thing now.
I was actually gonna quickly ask you. Do you know that I'm sure you've seen this. There's this white kid that was brought up in Singapore or something. Yeah. And he's pretty like white. Yeah. He looks like he's not Singaporean, but he basically his Singapore.
I've seen it. Yeah.
His Singaporean is, or what is a Singaporean is the language, right? Or
I think Mandarin or just like
or Mandarin.
His English accent.
It sounds like when he speaks English, it doesn't sound like English. It sounds like English with an accent.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean. Yeah, I've seen that video.
Yeah, you've seen it, and it's kind of like that. Like,
but if you're not doing it, well, he said, well, I don't know. You can never trust something on the internet without fully understanding it. But
of course,
but I think he really grew up from it, or else I don't think he would be that accurate.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, from what I've seen, he does speak Mandarin very well.
I have the tendency of worrying a lot when it comes to money. My parents has told me like, it's just a little amount, like it's a small amount, don't worry about it. Yeah. But my concept is kind of like, okay, well, I lost 50p. and that's like 50p less of what I would have.
Yeah.
If I didn't do this mistake. But exactly. Now I'm kind of thinking, well, it happened. It's obviously meant to happen, and there's nothing I can do about it. And I like that concept more of thinking, okay, well, this is what happened, and so how can I deal with it instead of trying to change that?
Yeah, it's in the past. You can't change it.
Yeah, I think, sure, like you have a choice now, but in the same time, I don't feel the need to spend so much money. Like I look at things in a very practical way.
Yeah.
Like all I want is, as boring as it sounds, I want to find a job, get money.
Yeah.
Be successful. That's the life goal, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it is for everyone. I think we all just want to be successful and make our parents proud as well. I mean, that's another topic. Like, our parents are the ones that send us to a different country, and I think every international student has that kind of urge to want to make their parents proud and want to show them how much that was worth sending them to a different country.
Yeah, that's such a good way to put it, because I came here since when I was 18.
Yeah.
Or no, not even 18. It's 16, I think. So I came here at 16, and now I'm 21.
Yeah.
5-6 years, I guess. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, 5 years.
I definitely, reflecting back on it, I definitely see myself grow as a person.
Yeah, definitely.
And back when I first came here, my mom gave me the choice, saying, "Oh, well, you could go to the UK this summer and study.
Yeah,
just have to say yes or no." And then at that point, I was still in the Bhutan traveling.
Yeah, okay.
And I said yes. And I remember the day I came here. I got off the plane and I went to the school, and I had to start class right away.
Yeah, okay.
It was scary.
Like straight in.
Yeah, straight in. Once I land, school.
New country, new culture, straight in.
Exactly. It was so scary to me. Yeah. But, back then I was worrying about my parents' money, because there was, this is kind of hard for me to say, because, again, back to I'm quite sensitive with money. Even, when I was a child, I dropped someone's toy in the sewage, and my mom had to pay 50p back to let let that person buy the toy back.
Yeah.
Until now, I still feel really guilty. Even though it's 50p, it's 50p less than what we own, if you get what I mean.
Exactly, yeah.
So
I do understand that. Yeah.
It's just kind of sad, because we got scammed when I was paying the tuition fee, right? We got scammed about £30,000. It's a lot. So I thought, okay, well, we just have to be really careful with money. So I was really careful with money all this whole time.
Yeah.
And when I heard about us getting scammed, I felt really guilty, because I'm the type of people who would blame shit on myself. So I felt guilty.
I'm the same.
I felt guilty because I had to. It was because of me going to abroad, studying. That's why we got scammed. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
So at that point I was having really depressed thoughts. For a good week, I just felt like I'm responsible for it.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think till this day, well, maybe these 2 years, I've never really been until 2 years ago, I've never really been that grateful to my parents.
Yeah.
But now I'm more grateful. I think 2 years ago, summer, when I had to come back to the UK, I actually cried.
Yeah.
Because I never thought that I would miss my family that much.
Yeah. I mean, but that's part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's enough international students out there, us included, I think, that are homesick from time to time, and we do want to go home.
The thing is, I think, Asians, including me, we have this physical barrier with our parents.
Okay.
Of course,
you mean from the way you were brought up, or what?
Well, just the interaction between me and the parents, or just other people with their parents.
Okay, yeah.
Because as I know, Europeans or just Westerners are more affectionate. You hug, you kiss, stuff like that. But then me and my we never hugged. Me and my aunt, me and my mom, we never hugged. I think in our whole lives we hugged maximum 10 times.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's bizarre to hear, but
it's so strange, because I hug my mom so much.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm home from uni, basically my mom's like, oh yeah, just expect random hugs. And then I hug her, and then I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, thanks. And then, but then when I'm home from uni, like, basically my mom's like, oh yeah, just expect random hugs. And then just expect random hugs. and she'll just hug me randomly, and I like it actually because it's like it's our way to show affection, right? So it's like it's kind of normal for us to do that, but 10 times in like your entire life, that's wild.
I can also tell you, I've never said I love you to my parents at all. Never in my life. Never in my life.
Oh wow.
Because then my mom,
I text them that basically on the daily.
My mom and like my family would just look at me like, "Are you okay?"
Oh yeah, fair.
But we express love through food.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you see how I look like now.
Good food then.
Oh no, good food. Fucking love it.
Yeah.
But no, like the equivalent to I love you is have you eaten yet? I would say.
Yeah, but that in the European world, I guess that's also very much a thing. Like like I mean, yeah, if someone's going through something, I've had a lot of people be like when I've not really, like, I felt down for a while and stuff, and a lot of people have always been like, "Oh, are you eating enough? Are you getting enough sleep?" That kind of thing. But those are also ways of saying I love you.
Oh no, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
But I'm saying we emphasis on food. Food is how we show affection. Yeah. Because like, have you eaten? But that's more like a casual saying.
Yeah.
But to me, the phrase "have you eaten" is it kind of sums up them saying, "Are you okay? Do you want me to provide you with more?" You know.
Yeah.
It just means more. But food is a big part of our culture.
Yeah. Okay.
And I kind of like how it's expressed, because I mean, you don't have to be all lovey-dovey kind of thing, but as long as you're well fed, you're comfortable, I think that's enough. Like action says more than words, I think. Like I cried 2 years ago, the first time I cried when I left, and then this year I started, like, I might sound like an asshole saying this, but I actually bought Christmas presents to send home just this year, because I mean, this is my last year. Yeah. So I thought, okay, well, it'll be nice to bring something back, even though they insist no.
Of course, yeah.
But it's, again, like, I'm just trying to be more grateful and just kind of be nice to them.
No, I get that. I mean, I've really only gotten my grandparents something for the last few years, where my dad's mom would move close to home, and so we'd celebrate Christmas with her. So I'd usually get her something. But like this year for Christmas, or last year, 2023.
Yeah.
Because that's already last year. Wow. Last year for Christmas, basically, I sent my mom's parents, who live 4 hours away from where we live in Germany. I sent them a Christmas present, because I felt like it's nice for them to have something under the Christmas tree, and like that's a tradition I grew up with. I grew up with a Christmas tree. Christmas Eve, 24th. I know, very controversial here, because presents here are done 25th, but in Germany presents are done on the evening of the 24th. So we'd always do presents and stuff. We'd have a big meal 25th, 26th.
I stopped receiving presents when, like, probably 10 years ago.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, I never get presents.
Yeah, I mean, it has become increasingly difficult to get presents for my family, mainly because...
You do it every year, that's why.
Yeah, but also, like, well, one, it's every year. Two, it's... My brother and me are living our separate lives, for example, and...
Yeah.
I talk to him weekly still, but it's not like I always know exactly what he wants. And in my family, we usually, like, give presents that we know the other person needs or wants.
Yeah.
Specifically, so like for example, my brother last year, it's so weird saying that. My brother last year for Christmas got me a baking recipe book, because he knows I'm going to use it a lot. He knows I love baking, so that was a really thoughtful gift.
Have you been using it?
Yes, I have.
Okay,
I've made 2 recipes from it so far. I mean, there's 100 recipes in the book, and so whenever I feel like baking, basically, I'll try a new recipe from the book, and I've really enjoyed it, because they're really cool recipes. But what I was going to say is, my parents, for example, got me a cooking class, because they really know how much I love cooking, and it's really cool, because it's like an Indian restaurant in Norwich, Namaste Village. I'm sure you've heard of it.
Yeah.
And they do cooking classes. So my parents got me one of those. Every gift I've received is very useful, and I use it on the daily, or it's something that, like a cooking class, that then gives me skills that I can use on the daily. It's like, it's a very useful present, whereas I know some families just...
Here's a mug.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's a sweater.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Where, I mean, okay, sweaters are nice as well to get from time to time.
Yeah.
But my family's just always had that tradition of giving each other thoughtful gifts, and yeah, I think that's just nice. That's a nice tradition to have. But like, the fact that you haven't gotten presents for the last 10 years or whatever.
I've been to Switzerland 2 years ago with Lisa's family, and that time I actually received presents, which, you know, even receiving a birthday card from them made me teared up.
Yeah.
It's because, like, all these small little gestures, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you the more you appreciate the small gestures, the more it's...
Yeah, because, like...
Fill your life with happiness in a way.
Yeah, like, because we don't celebrate Christmas a lot. And I think that's not necessarily a bad thing. We have Chinese New Year, but a lot of the times, you know, from what I've learned or from what I feel from, Christmas here is, get together. It's a really nice, joyful time being together.
Yeah, exactly.
But then there's one rule, I think, that like, don't have your phones on the table. That's what I noticed.
That's what I've grown up with.
Yeah, not having phones on the table.
Like when, exactly. Whenever basically you eat, whenever you do something with your family, your phone is not in your vicinity, and that's something I actually have noticed. It's completely different here. In my undergrad, or even now when I go out with friends, their phones are always right next to them and stuff, and they're always kind of glued to their phone screen, and like they get texts.
Yeah.
And just check them in instantly. If I'm with my friends and I get a text, I see maybe I have or I feel it, because I'm wearing an Apple Watch, so I feel that I have a text. I don't look at it until I have my own time to look at it.
Right.
Because I'm in that kind of... That's how I grew up at home. When we do a family activity, whether it's eat or play a board game, phones are never there.
It's quite different for me. Even when we're on the table, we look at our phones only. Mostly even. That's such a huge difference to what you described, because maybe this is just my family, or maybe this is just a culture on its own again.
Yeah.
When we sit on the dinner table, we tend to not even sit onto the dinner table together.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my mom and my brother just like sits somewhere else.
Wow.
Watch TV, watch shows on their laptops, whatever.
That would never like work for me. If I'm having a family dinner, we chat like we're chatting now. We just talk about our weeks, talk about our lives, and just chat what's going on. Like,
I think that has to do with the work-life balance in terms of as a society. Because my aunt, bless her, she works till sometimes she comes home at 2 a.m.
Oh wow.
And then she has to wake up at 6 a.m. sometimes.
Oh wow.
So not even like, but then she comes home, she showers, and she still does a bit of work. Like one time, I think there's an 8-hour difference between Hong Kong and here. Yeah. I still receive texts at about 8 p.m. my time, which is like 4 a.m. her time. Yeah. And she was just texting me casually. I'm like, wow.
Wow, yeah, that's crazy.
I just feel bad. But then, like to us, a meal is just something we have to go through.
Yeah, okay.
It's like it's not exactly a time to like gather or
socialize,
just like, it's not a socializing. It's just like something to get by, to like get it done. That's why in Hong Kong, like when you like it's so efficient with the meals. Yeah. Lunch hour, because like you take a lunchbox back to the office, eat, done, keep working. Yeah. It's kind of sad, but then at the same time I kind of see, because I grew up from it.
Yeah, I mean, this is just different cultures. It's just being international and growing up differently. But that's why I think makes these conversations so interesting, because we grew up so differently. Like our whole upbringing was completely different to one another, but yet exactly we're still really good friends.
I feel that the West can like, I'm not recognize it, but like more like sometimes don't get it. Yeah. why are Asians so conservative or blah 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 blah, but it's like, well, this is what it is. Like we grew up differently, and that's just how it is. It's the same as like, oh, why do you guys do something this way? Do you get what I mean? It's, again, like, is that kind of like different brought up being?
Okay, yeah.
Damn. It's been 1.5 hours.
1.5
close
hours.
to 1.5.
Close, yeah. I mean, we've had a lot to talk about this week, and a lot has happened. But yeah, no, I think that's enough for listeners to digest, first of all. But yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Thank you,
everyone. I hope you've enjoyed us chatting about everything, basically. But yeah, I think we both look forward to next week talking more and seeing what else happens.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, thanks guys.
Thank you.
See you next Friday.
Thanks for tuning in.
Bye. Thank you.